Are those words something that you want them to say? Do they align with the brand that you want to be representing? If not, this is the perfect episode for you.
Hello, leaders. Welcome back to the LeadHer Lounge. Today, we are going to be diving into brand, but we're not going to be talking about branding as far as like logos and colors and things like that. We are not marketing experts. We have great people that we work with that are marketing experts, but we're going to be talking about a little bit more of like personal brands. So those are the things that, like what you wear, who you surround yourself with, the words that you use, the things you say, those all represent you and your personal brand. But today specifically, we're going to be talking about your brand as a leader. So we're going to talk more about how your employees see you and their perspective of you as well.
Yeah, so I invite you to think or kind of like visualize. If you want to close your eyes, you can do this. We actually have this in our Monarch Leadership Package. It's one of my favorite, I think yours too, training. It's one of our courses, but we're going to invite you to do this exercise. If you can just close your eyes and imagine that we are going to your team. And we are asking some of your team members to give us 3 words to describe you. Please give us 3 words to describe your leader. What do you think that they would say about you? Think about those words. What words would they use? Are those words something that you want them to say? Do they align with the brand that you want to be representing? If not, this is the perfect episode for you. If yes, we can work because we all need to like reinforce that. Sometimes priorities change and you start prioritizing things that are different and in your actions and your behavior change as well. So think about those things while we're going to the best practices and see how you can have a better and more effective brand as a leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the things that I want to make a note of when it comes to brand is that old phrase that perception is reality. And even though we don't have to cling on to that as the whole truth, but there is some validity to that because if you think about it, there's 8 billion people in the world. So there's 8 billion different perceptions of you if everyone had met you. But every interaction that you have is a different perspective of you. So just keep that in mind that if someone imagines you in those, what Erika was saying, those 3 words that describe you and you're like, that's not me, I'm not like that. It is though to them. So that's how you come across to them. So just be very aware that perception can be reality for each individual.
Yes. And you can do this exercise with, again, your family members, your friends, how they perceive you or they might perceive you and see if that really aligns with what you want as well. So the first one is knowing your values. And I think values is something like, I know my values, I know what I value, but do you really have a list of your values? Do you really know that being maybe knowledgeable or being a person that is positive is something that you value or something that you just like or something that you just don't care, right? So right now, I think that's the most important thing, knowing your values, because that's the North Star. You need to know where you're heading so you know how to behave and what actions to take.
And when you know and have an idea of like what your core values are, it starts to make sense of like why I'm doing the work that I'm doing, why I spend time with the people I'm spending time with, why I'm using the words I'm using, all of those things.
Why I'm dressing the way I'm dressing.
Because I value certain things. So one of the values that we were talking about earlier is integrity. So if that's a core value of yours, that means, there's a lot of things that integrity encompasses. There's a lot of different aspects to it, but it's not just your integrity, it's the integrity of your team as well.
And now that you mentioned team members, knowing your team members' values, your employees' values is so fundamental to have a genuine relationship with them, because when you know what somebody values, I know what you value, Taylor, being my business partner and my friend. I know how I can motivate you. I know how can I encourage you to do things because I'm aware of those things and I might be able to help you as well. And now knowing your values, the second step is how you're going to behave. Those are your actions and behaviors align with your values and the way that you want to be perceived.
Your actions speak louder than words. So make sure that your behaviors and the things that you're doing align with the way you want to be perceived. And your actions will be a direct representation of what your core values are. So make sure that you're being very true to them. So, sometimes I can say like, I really value my wealth and like financial status, but in reality, I don't care that much. I mean, yeah, it's important, but I don't really care that much. I'd rather have healthy relationships and quality time with people. Like those are the things that I think I value the most. So making sure that your actions are aligned with those is really important.
Yes. And the third one, being consistent with those behaviors. That's why you need to go back to your core values when you are trying to work on your brand, because you cannot, maybe you can act something and be this character for 1, 2, or 3 days. But on the 4th day, you're not going to be able to keep that character.
Yeah.
You need to be your authentic self. And we're huge on this. Like leaders, we want you. That's one of our values as a company is authenticity. Yes, be your authentic self, being your emotional, intelligent self. Being aware of the place you are in right now, the people that you are impacting, because when you become a leader, that impact multiplies. Because you are not just affecting 1 or 2 people, it's your entire team, and your team is impacting your clients, and so on and so on. So that's why it's so important to think about your brand, because a lot of people is going to follow that brand as well, and is going to want to be like you. So what type of person you're not presenting to the world. So those are pretty much our 3 kind of like best practices. This topic is huge as well, and it has so many things that we can work on.
Yeah.
But really, if you have your values very clear, you behave in a way that kind of like reinforce those values. And if you ultimately are consistent with those behaviors, you're going to be perceived as the way you want to be perceived.
Yeah. And remember that consistency breeds reliability, and reliability breeds trust. So if we want to have really trusting relationships with our team members, that's something that we really need to be mindful of, because no one wants a wishy-washy leader that they don't know what to expect when they walk in the door that day. Or am I going to get the nice person, or am I going to get the mean person?
Yes.
You have to be consistent. So yeah, if you guys have any other best practices on how you've built a really authentic brand that is consistent and true to your values, we'd love to know in the comments. If there's anyone that you know of that might need help building their brand, maybe send them this video, shoot it their way. And as always, if you have not already, hit the subscribe button so you can get more content from us.
Yes, and thanks again to our friends at Velocity for this beautiful studio, and we will see you next week, leaders. Bye.